Hello, dear friends. Today we will look at all the mysteries and myths that fly around Hitler's death. In this video I have collected all the theories, and now we will consider them. Thank you for liking it. If you want to subscribe to the channel. If you don't subscribe, manage your life yourself. Let's go. Hitler, unlike anyone else, was very fond of mysticism and occultism, and his amazing and completely unscientific luck did not seem strange to him, as he believed in his fate and destiny. This suggests that this unknown force can be called the force of external guardianship. Is it hard to believe that someone led and protected Hitler in his life? But it is not quite appropriate to call this someone a guardian angel. If it's easier for you, let's assume that the devil himself guarded Hitler in his own interests. The entire biography of the Führer is permeated with the invisible presence of powerful power. Almost all attempts on him were avoided, not thanks to the work of the Gestapo or SS, but in the pair of them, thanks only to a blind accident. But can it really be a blind accident? Hitler believed in supernatural guardianship. The testimony of the memoirs of the fascist general suggests that he made the most unpredictable and illogical decisions, and nevertheless won, until the turning point in the war, before the Battle of Stalingrad, where not only the chance of the Third Reich to win burned down, but also the devil himself. Or is it not the devil? The same enormous efforts are being made to save the most humane people, those who defend the bright ideals of humanity. The forces of darkness are not particularly interested in saving them, in general. Or maybe God saves some and the devil saves others? Or is it all much easier? Are all these people important for history? They are designed for something significant in our lives, and regardless of the role they play in the future, whether good or bad, they must fulfill their. Hitler, General G. Guderian, who has been observing the Führer, testifies for a long time has an animal instinct to feel the danger that personally threatens him, and the very circumstances of death are still shrouded in mystery, and there is still no consensus on the causes of Hitler's death. Eyewitness testimony is followed by 4 versions of Hitler's death. The first version of potassium cyanide poisoning. From the act of forensic study of a bird corpse, it follows that death occurred as a result of poisoning. It should be noted that nothing is said about the bullet hole in the act, and not to notice the hole in the skull by experts would be extremely unprofessional. However, the corpse was very burnt. Besides, the corpse was pulled out of the funnel by the legs. Instead of carefully digging it up with shovels, the burnt skull fell off and remained in the ground, etc. All this made it very difficult to identify the corpse completely. From the interrogation of Hitler's assistant personal dentist Greta Geuserman, you are presented with jaws with gold bridges and teeth. Who do they belong to? They are well known to me and belong to German Reich Chancellor Adolf Hitler. They have all those features of bridges and teeth that I know well about from practice. The second version of suicide, the closest entourage, claims that he shot himself. A number of persons who were in the imperial office at the time of Hitler's death claimed to have seen a bullet wound on the Führer's left whiskey. Thus, at the Nuremberg trials, Axmann showed that when he entered Hitler's room with others, he saw that Hitler was dead. His lower jaw was hanging. A revolver was lying on the floor. This version was confirmed in his testimony by Gunsche during his stay in Soviet captivity. The third version of Hitler was shot by his valet on his own orders. From the testimony of Hitler's personal valet Jens Lynch, I entered the Führer's office. He was sitting on the left side of the sofa, and was dead. 2 of his personal Walters were lying on the floor in a pool of blood. On the right, pressing her legs under her, sat Eva Braun. She also died. Had committed suicide. I sank into the chair in impotence. His valet came out, and said that he followed the most difficult order of the Führer. What order? I asked. He entered the office and brought a Walter. From the finishing, I recognized the Führer's personal pistol. I understood what the order was. The fourth version: Hitler committed suicide by biting an ampoule of potassium cyanide, and at the same time firing a pistol into his mouth with a Walter pistol. This version does not coincide with the second one for several reasons. The hole was seen on the left whiskey, which means that the shot was fired in the whiskey, and not in the mouth. It is not clear why not on the right whiskey if Hitler was right-handed. The shot was fired by Walter, not a revolver. Hitler had a personal Walter pistol. Contradictions in testimony may indicate that someone deliberately hides the true state of affairs about death, or on the contrary, tries to ineptly convince of what did not happen. Hitler, according to some people close to the Führer, had several doubles, one of which was in the bunker. It is suggested that the corpse of Hitler's double was found, and Hitler himself managed to escape. There are also many versions that the Führer did not really die. Even Marshal Zhukov at a press conference in Berlin, a month after the victory, to the correspondents' question what happened to Hitler, answered the situation is mysterious. We did not find Hitler's identified corpse. At the very last minute, he could fly away from Berlin. The runways allowed it to be done. From the testimony of Hitler's personal chef Wilhelm Lang, preparations for Hitler's disappearance were thorough, and there could be no failure. Hitler only wanted to pretend to die and be burned. He flew to Spain. He left General Bauer in the Imperial Chancellery consciously to be an important witness. Hitler died at the age of 56 on April 30, 1945. Death on this day is a hint of the eternal return of the soul. The night of May 1st is Walpurgis, the annual Sabbath of the witches, when in the German Nordic traditions of the Valkyrie, which determine the fate of all at birth, carry the souls of the dead to the holy Valhalla. Hitler believed in reincarnation, and therefore passed away not earlier or later, but on this day. With the help of ritual death on the most mystical holiday, he considered it possible to return to Earth in a new guise. We will never learn more precisely the truth about which we will never know. I hope you were interested. Thank you for your attention. Like you, there will be a lot of interesting things on this channel. Thank you, friends. Have a good day.